Ari, you probably know me. We go way back many, many years. So
Yeah.
good to see you. So just a bit about my background, Ari. I started a new role in enterprise sales, selling environmental health and safety software. And I'll tell you, maybe just a bit of a general advice, because I'm kind of new to enterprise sales,
Sure.
is right from the initial get-go, from a discovery call, they pretty much dictate the process. Because when you're involved in an RFI or RFP, they're usually saying, here's the questions, here's the criteria, we're going to grade you on a demo. This is the buying process. It usually has to go to a steering committee or some sort of board of directors where there's multiple decision makers. And my challenge is that, I'm getting boxed into this commodity where they're, saying, oh, you start to look all the same. And then, you're just getting drilled down on price. So I guess more of a general question for you is, how do you get out of that commodity box? How can you build trust from the get-go to kind of, I guess, differentiate yourself, from your trust-based method?
For sure. So this goes to my new one-call sale model I've been refining for the last 3 years with our private clients. And this is where you shift your thinking to a doctor-patient model, as opposed to them dictating to you what they want to do. So they're coming to you from a point of, we're shopping around, we have a spec document, we want you to give us the price in our little box right here to keep control of you, to prevent you from trying to sell them something, and then they lose control. That's kind of why they set that up, to control you, right? Which may not be the best thing for them. So the way you reframe this with them, say on your initial call with them, when they say to you, Derek, here's how we work, here's our spec, we just want you to reply and we'll get back to you on the PDF kind of thing. So you hear them out, you say, no problem at all, sounds good. Then here's how you bridge it back and start again. Say, if you'd be open to it, can we take a step back for a moment? Can you walk me through a little bit about your thinking around this project, how you come up with the specifications, and what your core issues are you're trying to solve? And let me see if I can flesh out more issues that I may not see here that might be able to give you some value. Would you be open to that, guys?
Sure.
What are they going to say? No? I mean, they're going to say, sure. And that's how you reframe it. So you become the doctor, they're the patient, you begin diagnosing the problem. See, what you do, you start challenging their assumptions. You start having them share, here's the problem, Derek, we're trying to solve this problem, X, Y, and Z. And you're going to say this, you're going to say, okay, well, tell me a little bit more about that issue specifically. Now you're going to unpack, unfold, have them drill down to the issue. And then as they're opening the whole thing up, you start finding pockets of holes they haven't thought about before. You start to say, what about that? What about this? Have you considered this? How long has that been an issue for you for? What's the impact to your business by not being able to address this? I mean, how much have you lost over the last 8 months by not having, what's the project cost here for you guys? And is it a priority for you? See, now all of a sudden you're unpacking what I call going down the iceberg with them to help reshape or rethink and seeing you not as a vendor, but as a partner to help them think it through. And that's the real shift, Derek, that would kind of shift the game. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. Yes, it does. It's kind of like finding the undiscovered needs for them.
Don't assume what they're saying they need. What they want is what they actually need. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. When they say, Derek, here's what we need, or here's what we want, your brain goes, you only see the world 180 degrees. I see it 360. Now let me come over here in this angle and ask you about the presumption questions about those specs. Now they're like, damn, this guy I like him. I trust him. He's not trying to sell us anything. In fact, he's actually trying to help us think this through. And once you master this, Derek, it becomes your differentiation of everyone else, because you can't compete on the services because they're commoditized, as you know. So you have to get this process down right. Is that helpful?
It is. It is helpful. Yes.
Great. Okay. All right. Well, good to see you again, Derek.
You too.